After we talked a bit about hello, we are again maybe like this. This is the second part. We are in Rishikesh on Ganga river side. This is Mitra.
Namaste.
And if you don't know what we are talking about, you should check previous video. But we are talking about Tantra, Kamasutra and that kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
We are not stoned, we are just sitting on the stones, but it's very happy atmosphere. Okay, in previous film I asked about basics of Tantra, let's say. Now I think it would be nice for the people who watch it from the beginning to ask who are you? Where you came from? What's your story? You said me about a bit some interesting stuff about your story, like from yogic book or something. So you can. It's up to you how long it will be now. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this freedom. I'm just a simple man born as like any one of you, and I had this question from my childhood, like, what's happening around me? I was born in a very traditional family with all the rituals where every day morning you have prayers and ringing of bell and the fire ceremonies. The mother was doing the aarti, father was offering the water for Shivalingam every day and to sun. And I was all the time curious, yet I also played a role, and I started to do these rituals without knowing. But one day I just felt like, why all this is happening, why we was actually born. I asked my father, he didn't give me a satisfactory answer, so I asked some more bigger people around me, wiser people. I still was not unsatisfied from their answers. And when I was in my 12th standard, everyone was preparing for some kind of entrance exams to medicals or to engineerings. One of my friend asked Mitra, what's your plan? What you wants to do? I said, I'm planning to go to forest. And when I said this to my father was very angry and he didn't agree for it. So one night I ran away from my house. I came to Haridwar. I met many Babas over there, but still I was not satisfied.
Haridwar is just like 1 hour from here, from Rishikesh.
Yeah, and Haridwar has like Hari is like a god, and Dwar means like a door. So it's like a god door, if you translate it in English. So I came there. There was that time, it was around like 30 years ago almost. So that time it was very less people, and here in Rishikesh, what you see around these buildings and all, nothing was there. There was no such buildings available here. It was totally natural forest, and river Gangaji was flowing here. Then I came here. I met many people on my way, and then I finally decided to go to Gangotri, and I met my master over there. I lived in Glacier of Gangotris for 5 years. And then I understood. I was practicing yoga there for 16 hours per day. 16 hours per day, continuously for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And after these 5 years, I understood that this is not my way. And I asked my master, Master, I feel that I'm so much disconnected with all what you're teaching me. I don't feel any connection with this. I feel like it's not my way. And my master said, yes, it's not your way. And he said, why you was teaching me from 5 years? And he said, I was waiting for you to realize that this is not your way. I said, okay, finally now I realize. Now help me to find my way. And he said, no, you tell me what you wants to do. And I feel like a lot of energies in me, and I feel like a lot of connection with the different energies. And I do have very high sexual energy, and I don't know what to do with it. And my master said that better for you will be to go and learn Tantra and Kamasutra. because the sexual energy, you need to understand what is sex. Then for all the different kinds of energy, you need to understand what is Tantra. So these two informations you will get from these two fields. And with his permission and his guidance, I came to Assam, which is like the easternmost part of India. It is called Black Magic Land also.
Okay.
And there I meet my master and I learned with them. So I had like a quite journey. I traveled like more than 7,000 kilometers in India by walk. And I lived a life of a monk for almost like 10 years, more than 10 years. It was around 12 years. I was like, I didn't watch the sun for a year and a half at all.
Didn't watch the sun?
Yeah, I didn't watch the sun. Like I didn't see the sunlight for a year and a half when I was doing my Agora practices. So more or less like one day when I was a monk, I understood something. Like, okay, life is not in creating something. Life is in living everything. So from that day, I decided to leave the life of the monk and live like a normal person. I was living, sometime I was working also. I was trying to do a normal job. Not an office kind of job, but I tried to do a normal job, but it didn't work out with me. So I came back again, and then people started to ask me, and I started to tell them, and then they said to me, why don't you give classes on Tantra or Kamasutra? And that's how the journey began. I started to give the classes, and I'm teaching now it from last 15 years, Tantra and Kamasutra. And now last from 5 years, I'm more focused on Kamasutra because I feel like still in today's world, we are having the sex like we was having in the caves. There is no development. There is no science has grown in sex. The science has grown in everything else. Our clothes changed, our way of living changed, our houses changed, our technology changed, everything, everywhere that changed. But in sex, in your bed, nothing changed. It's the same. Even it became the worse than before. So in last 5 years, I worked a lot on this issue. I have given more than 400 yoni massages in my life. And it is one of the very sensitive practice when you really discover a woman through her yoni and really release all these toxins and blocked emotions.
What
from
is
there.
yoni?
Yoni is a vagina.
Because
And,
not everyone knows. I didn't know before.
Yoni is like it's like, we call it like a temple, and when you work with that, what happens normally with the feminine body, when women accumulate some kind of suppression or some kind of problems or fears, she accumulates in her ribs, in these portions, and in her vagina, and on this pelvic area. So this has to be properly worked out and release the stress from there, so she can really feel open and she can really feel like blooming. If there is a stiffness in the ribs of the women, if there is a stiffness in the pelvic bone of the women, if there is a stiffness in the upper and the lower side of the vagina, the women cannot bloom. It's hard for her to bloom. She sometimes don't even enjoy properly sex. She cannot properly have orgasms. So it's a whole science also again to learn and to discover. I invite mostly men and women, everyone, to come and learn this science. This is so beautiful science where you can help to your partner to get extreme pleasures. See, key to life is very simple: pleasure, peace, and joy. If you get these three things, you get everything. So on the level of body, you get pleasure. On the level of mind, you get peace. And joy will ultimately flow through you throughout your life.
PPG.
PPG.
PPG workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think that's next film. So you are doing. But actually, maybe it's finished about you. Do you want to tell something more about you?
Like, I'm not very important. The subject is very important. Let's talk about the subject. I'm a very small person to talk about the subject. I believe people should get the knowledge not the person is not important. I'm not important. Knowledge is important. The information is important. If they get this, they can really use this and get benefited. I'm not important.
Okay. How is our time? 18 zostało. Okay. So, your story, life story is so short. So maybe we're gonna make one movie in two. Maybe we're just gonna jump into the Kamasutra.
Okay.
Because you are jumping to Kamasutra all of the time. So. I think so. And actually, I don't know what is Kamasutra. Teach me.
Okay.
Tell me, not teach me now.
Kama means desire, and sutra means laws. So laws of desires, like how to make your desires come true, how to enjoy your desires completely, how to get extreme pleasures on physical level, how to get the extreme pleasures on your mental level, and how to get deeply satisfied. This all science and knowledge collectively called as Kamasutra. It deals not only with the different positions, it deals with the breathing practices, it deals with the meditations, it deals with the mudras, it deals with the sounds, it deals with the timings, and it deals also with the knowledge of celestial body in the space. Because you need to know where is the position of the star and where is the sex today in your woman's body. If you don't know, if you will trigger wrong point, if you have to go to 64 number house and you're pressing a bell of 69, then definitely you will never enter into it. You will enter in the wrong door. You are pressing the wrong button. So you should know that what to trigger to give extreme and to get extreme. Like ecstasy should happen, you know. It should not be through drugs. It should be through natural behavior of that.
Mm-hmm. I just hear the fly in the microphone.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were making some black magic.
My Beelzebub flies.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this is one part of it. Second part of it is like you understand that desires are coming because of unsatisfaction. All till the person is feeling this sexuality, sex, it means there is some kind of unsatisfaction is there. It need to get satisfied. Because once you are satisfied, you don't have that kind of desires.
But so it's can I tell like there is a bottle of water and you must to fill it to be fulfilled?
Yeah.
But when it's fulfilled, it stay for no, it's like a water is getting to there a bit and you must fill it again a bit. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You must take care of this.
Yes, of course. Till you decide to live in this world with all these worldly things, it's natural to have desires. Mm-hmm. There is nothing wrong in it. It keeps you grounded. The sexual energy is the strongest energy and the easiest way to stay grounded. Once you're grounded, you can work on all sector of your life. But once you start to fly, once you leave the sexual energy, you start to fly somewhere up, then it's hard to work on every sector of your life. So desires are bad if you are living in forest. Desires are bad if you are practicing yoga. Desires are bad if you are in a yogic path. But if you are on path of living a good worldly life, then desire is a good too. Need to fulfill them, need to give energy to them, need to make them come true. So this is also one big part of it. Second thing is like once you get satisfied, then you start to give this satisfaction to others. Mm-hmm. You start to help them to understand this thing, and you start to make them satisfied with your knowledge, with your guidance, with your help, so they also can grow up and get up from this thing. And then you can go and they can go, everyone can go and practice Tantra or Kamasutra, Tantra or yoga, whatever they want.
As a Westerner, first thing it comes to my mind, we have these shops with a funny stuff, and you can buy the cube. No, the cube with sex position, like Kamasutra position, that you roll, and then you know what position you will choose. You know? So that's basically my knowledge about Kamasutra. What is Kamasutra in your knowledge?
In my knowledge, the Kama Sutra is a complete science for physical, mental and spiritual pleasures. All kind of pleasures comes under the science of Kama Sutra. It deals from your physical part, starts with the physical pleasures where you develop your senses, all senses, you grow them, you use them for pleasuring and penetration and to please. Pleasuring, penetrating and pleasing. This is very important with all your organs, all your senses. So the science we grow there. The breathings are very important a part of Kama Sutra, because the way you breathe in sex, it all depends whole the mechanism, what kind of feelings you will have.
But it's like pranayama or
no, not pranayama. It's different, but it's pranayama is like rest of breathings. It's not breathing techniques. It's a wrong translation of pranayama as breathing techniques. It's breathing, rest of breathing. When pran gets into rest. According to Sanskrit. Okay, let's not go into the issue. So breathing techniques. Then one of the most important thing, like man gets pleasure through two places more in sex. One from ears and one from his organ.
Man as male or man?
Man as a male gets pleasure from his ears and from his organ. So, women's voice is very important during the sex. What kind of voice she is making, that depends that how much energy she can activate in men's body. If man is having low sexual drive and if women is having high sexual drive, but she knows how to make this sound in sex, there is a special categorized sound. There are 7 kinds of sounds which we do in which a woman can make in sex. So if the sounds are made correctly in order, they can really activate the sexual energy of a man. A weakest man can perform like a strongest man, because this provokes the sexual energy in the man's body. So the sound plays a very important role. But from men's side, touch plays the most important role, because women get provoked by touch. So you need to know how to touch, and this touch could be not only from your hands, not only from your legs, not only from your skin. This touch can be from your eyes too. Touch can be from your nose too, from smell too. So the touch is also various kinds of touch. Then another thing comes here is like when you are going into a penetration, or when you're going into a Kama Sutra, or when you're going into a sexual intercourse, normally women take 14 to 19 minutes to come to a situation where she is ready to have orgasm. Men needs 3 to 5 minutes to have orgasm. So there is a big difference between them. So there is 14 and there is 5. So it's still a big difference. How to patch up with this difference? The patch up is like you start with your touch, you start with your senses, and you give time to foreplay. You spend time in your foreplay, and then this time when she feels like she's totally aroused and totally provoked, that time you can use for penetration. Then the last 5 minutes can work. and they can help her to come and have orgasm. But if you directly go boom, 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 and all is over, then she is not even hit up and man is finished. I was talking to some women today, and she said, like, in order she had sex with 7 men continuously, not in the same day, but in order means she meant like one after another, like next day, like that. And these all 7 men, they came before 5 minutes. And she got fed up from the man, and from that time till now she never had sex with any man, because she said, why, what for?
But that is my question a bit. It's according to is Kamasutra only for hetero or also for homosexual?
It's for everyone. Pleasure, if you get a pleasure from men, it's for you too. If you get a pleasure from women, it is for you too. It's for more for pleasure, physical pleasure. If you are getting a physical pleasure from animal, you can use there also. I have no restrictions. I'm not saying anything. Maybe some people who are more ritualistic, they can go against me, they can think against me. But for me, for my understanding, the Kama Sutra is a science of pleasures. It's not a science of man and a woman, women and a woman,
but
man and a man.
Pleasures. Or
physical pleasures.
Physical pleasures.
Physical pleasures. It's a science of physical pleasures. So anywhere where physical pleasures are involved or included, you can use this science. So it could be with a man and a man, man and a woman, woman and with a woman, woman with animal, man with animal, whatever you like. There are such examples in ancient texts when men having sex with animals, women having sex with animals. It's natural, it's absolutely normal. No need to think it's something bad or hypocritical. It's just different.
We had also some rituals, I think, in Slavic culture.
Yes, everywhere. It's like everywhere. I was reading one of the ancient ritual. I will not say where, because otherwise tomorrow somebody will raise something and start to go against me and come on street and boom. I was reading a ritual, and there in the yagya, there was fire ceremony, and the women brug, like yoni was touched by horse dick to transmit the horse energy into the women's womb to get an extra strong child. And it was done anciently. There was a lot of rituals like that. There's a lot of rituals like that, not only in India, in Africa, in South America, Latin America, in Peru, in many other, in Northern Asian countries, Russia, Poland, maybe in European countries also. So there are a lot of such rituals existed before, but because of modern religions, they became taboo and people don't talk about it, so they're slowly disappearing. But they was existing. So Kama Sutra is a science of complete pleasure.
Okay. How you can start with Kama Sutra?
Find a woman and start having sex. See, first off, the most important thing is you need to find a partner who is completely willing with you to discover these kind of things. Because how you will discover these things when your partner is not willing to do it? And you know, this is the big problem now in India, that people are... They want to have it, not only in India, all around the world. They want to have sex, but they don't want to grow sex. Most of the men thinks that they are already rocking, so they don't need to learn anything. That I give you a strange static test data. 90% men of the world, they thinks that they are rocking and awesome, and they rule like the whole world. They are macho man. What 90% of the women think about the men? Oh, such a failure. Because women are ready to learn. They're ready to grow. Men is not ready to learn. This is the big problem. That's why this difference is increasing more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I invite all the men who's watching this video, please open up yourself. Leave this manhood for outside the world. Don't show your manhood in the bed. Learn it. Learn the science how to please your women, how to give extreme pleasures to your women. And then for sure you can behave like a man in the bed, outside also. Because when a woman feels someone like a man, she's ready to serve. She's ready to give what she has. She's ready to change his life. But till she don't feel, she don't do anything. So don't stick to something in you. Learn this knowledge, grow this knowledge, and cultivate this knowledge, and make your life more happier, more pleasurable, more wonderful.
Okay, I think you said something before, not on the video, about that in Kamasutra are also asanas.
Yes, there is asanas in Kamasutra.
It's obvious, or is like you have position in asanas?
Actually, we call in Kamasutra positions, we call asanas.
Just.
The position of sex is called asanas.
How many of them?
There are 64 positions.
So it's pretty similar as in yoga, yes?
Yoga have 84.
80, okay.
Yeah. There are lot of positions which are really tough for a normal being, but some position. See, here you need to understand one thing very importantly, because this is one of the big part, because the relationships are not working nowadays. There are 3 types of men and there are 3 types of women. Physically, Kamasutra categorize them.
Mm-hmm.
The first type of man have his dick less than 4 inches.
4 inches is
In centimeters.
like 6.5, maybe.
I need to
Uncle
Google.
Gugu.
Uncle Google. Inches into centimeter. Inches into centimeter. Okay. It's like 10.
10.
10.
Okay.
It's like 10 centimeters. So there are some men who have
In erection.
In erection. The size is less than 10 centimeters. So this is first category of men. Then there are men which size is between 10 to 15, or maybe we can say 17 centimeters. This is the second category of men. And third category of men is 17 and above.
Mm-hmm.
This is the third category of men. So we are categorizing here people by their sexual organs. Then there are 3 types of women too. One, here doesn't depend on your body size, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can find a short man with a more than 17 centimeters. So it has nothing to do with the body height. Sometimes you can find a short woman in a height with a really deep. Same with the women. Some women have less than 10, some women have 10 to 17, and some women have more than 17. If a woman get married or get in a relationship when she has more than 17 with a man who is 10 centimeter, this relationship will not work, because they will not have sexual extremity. In beginning it will be for few months, because this is not sex joy, it is joy of body, meeting different bodies and changing energies and feeling a different person in your arms, and this is different, this energy which is giving pleasure. But after 3 months, 4 months, it will not work, and 1 year it will totally disappear. 3 years, finished. You will not like to even see the face of each other. So if this combination, it will not work. If combination is like small vaginal women, like a 10 centimeter, and man with a more than 17 centimeters, she will be always sick. She will always have sickness. Her physical health will decrease. This chemistry will also not work. But there will be a lot of ecstasy, because that's why every woman wants big. There
For
is
her.
there is lot of ecstasy for her, but her physical health will fall, and then this relationship will not work. Main thing is, you can match only a person who is similar to you. That's the best combinations. If you are above 17, then you need to find a woman who is above 17. If you are between 10 to 17, you need to find a woman or a man who is between 10 and 17. If you are less than that, you need to find a partner who is less than that. Then this sexual chemistry will continue, and you will not get bored, and it will not break easily. This chemistry will be always there. But if you find a very strange combination which is not similar, it's not going to work. That's happening around. Every next day the women is writing to me from somewhere, from different part of the world. They say like, I don't enjoy with my man. I don't feel pleasure with my man. So this is something where they have different bodies. And when you have different bodies, so better never marry anyone without having sex. This is a key to life. And have sex for at least 3 months before getting married, to understand that really this person is sexually working with you, the chemistry is continued or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you really wants to get married to someone, if you wants to. And for other point of view, I will say that everything is possible to grow if you're already married, and if you already have this discrimination, like you are from different category of the group,
Mm-hmm.
then this asana helps, because there are some asanas. In this particular asanas, if you have sex, even a man with a size less than 10 inches can please a woman with more than 17 centimeters. That's why this asanas was created. That was the purpose to create this asana. Two, if somebody is already married and he loved that person or she loved this man and they don't want to break, to have to increase their sexual chemistry, the asana was created. And that's why they look so strange sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not strange, they're normal, they're required, they're very scientifically designed according to the sizes. Some asanas are designed that women feel men so deep inside, like he has the longest one in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The asanas are designed for that way. But if in the same asanas, the biggest, more than 17 centimeter guy will enter, he will spoil her all organs over there. So, need to understand this. This is not some joke. This is your life. You are doing this to get physical pleasures and mental peace. So you need to learn to understand and to work on it, and then do it. It's not a hard thing, you know. Women knows. You can easily find what's the size of a man. I can tell you one key how to find it. You take your thumb and a thumb of a man and compare them together.
It always works.
It always works. Not always. Some rare cases it doesn't work.
Yeah, because my
But-
friend has one hand. with
Yeah.
it.
Some rare cases it doesn't work, but 70% chances it works. When you compare the thumb and see, if it is bigger than yours, if it is bigger in width, it's bigger in length, then definitely it's bigger than yours.
Mm-hmm.
If similar, it's similar than yours. If smaller, it's smaller than yours.
I have
So-
bigger thumb than you. Yeah?
Maybe you have bigger arm too.
70% of chances. Okay.
Its size is matters, but not size matters, but only 50%. 50% matters how you use it. If you don't know how to use it and you have like a gorgeous one, giant one, still it's useless.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to use it, and even if you have an ant one, you can please anyone.
Okay. If you know about Kamasutra,
You know how to
you'll
use
be
it.
always good,
Yeah.
and you can go further with
Yes.
the pleasure of your body.
Yeah.
Okay, have you got something to add? Because I see the sun is going down and we don't have much time for recording because of the light.
I say that if you really wants to go into this world, please stay open and first enter into this without relationships. If you are in relationships, then talk with your partner, make her understand or him understand, and if you're ready together, then go into this. If you are not ready, then wait when you will be single till then. And if she is ready to work together, then you both can enter together. Need not to change or swip the partner. It's not necessarily like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a variant for those people who are willing and who is having high sexual drives. That is a variant for them. But if you want to be in a single relationship, you want to be with your partner, and you want to grow your own sexual chemistry, yes, it's possible. Just you need to talk to your partners and start working on it together.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is like if you want to practice anything in Kamasutra, try to stay neat and clean.
So once again,
Try to stay neat and clean, that your nails should not be bigger. Your nails should be properly trimmed. And this is very important thing. Nail is one of the most important thing if you want to practice, because there are many places where you use your nails, there are many places where you use your teeth, there is many places where you use your tongue in Kamasutra, so they have to be nice, neat and clean, so you have to take care of them. So start taking care of them. This is very important in learning Kamasutra. So my advice is like, you got this life to celebrate, not to suffer. If you cannot celebrate, definitely you are suffering. I understand this way. If you are not celebrating, you are suffering. And if you are suffering, you are not living. If you are not living, then why you are alive? Change everything. Make your life as a celebration. Create what you want to do. Let it be anything. Make it happen. Stars are there in the sky, but you are here in the world who has the same ability to change anything. Change it.
Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.